This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
So, before we go into previewing UFC on ESPN 5, we're going to do a new little segment where in between our breakdowns of each fight, we're going to ask each other some UFC trivia, and if you get it wrong, you have to drink for 3 seconds, because today is a drunken podcast.
Whoop, whoop, whoop!
First one, first of many, more than likely. So I'm going to start off with my first trivia. I got to unplug my phone so I can stay close to the mic.
Let's hear it.
Who was the first person to beat Chuck Liddell in the UFC?
Ooh.
Something any big UFC fan would know.
Couture?
Wrong. Drink.
Who was it?
Jeremy Horn.
Fuck.
Tapped
I
him
forgot
out.
about Jeremy Horn.
Well, he might not have tapped him out. He made him go unconscious, I think. But he submitted him. So there's a one sit for Brennan.
All right, I've got a good one for you.
Let's hear it.
Who has the most fight of the night bonuses?
Fuck, that's kind of bullshit.
How's that bullshit?
You had to have looked that up.
Well, I was pretty sure I was right, but I had to look it up.
I didn't look any of mine up. Probably Cowboy.
Nope. Nate Diaz, drink.
Fuck, dude, I was going to say that, but I thought he had the most bonuses in general, not fight of the night bonuses.
Nope, he has fight of the night bonuses. All right.
I knew he had the. I think I knew he had the most bonuses altogether.
He doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
He did at one point. All right. So we each had to drink there, so we don't know our shit. First fight.
Still listen though.
First fight: Darko Stosic versus Kennedy Netsakukwa. I knew that name. I knew the name before I was drunk. I knew it.
I knew earlier too. I practiced it before. I can't remember it either.
Netsakukwa. I'll break it down first. So from what I've seen, Stosic is a heavy hitter. He's a good counter striker, but he doesn't move too well. He's a little bit flat-footed, which is fair because he's a big guy. Most people thought he was going to win his first fight. He did not, probably because he was not aggressive enough. If he moves forward and gets a little bit better footwork, he hits hard enough to knock most guys out. But Netsakukwa, he's a big dude, very long. He kind of fights with a distance strategy like John Jones, where he sticks his hand out, and he actually does poke people in the eye a lot too. Came from the Contender Series. He has a good arsenal of strikes. And in his last fight, most people thought he was going to win, and he was winning most of the fight until he got triangled late. But I think that's going to be a good learning experience for him with how Stosic doesn't move very much, and he's a counter striker. I think Netsakukwa is going to move around a lot, pick him apart, throw some front kicks, good left jabs, and I think he'll probably win a decision.
Yeah, so you pick Kennedy. We're gonna go with Netsakukwa here.
Yeah,
That's definitely not right, but we'll go with it because I don't know how to say it either.
Might be.
So you kind of said some opposite things of what I thought, because actually I think Kennedy Netsakukwa is he's a counter striker as well. So I'll break it down too. Darko is 13-2, Kennedy 6-1. They're both coming off losses. Darko to Devin Clark, and Kennedy to submission loss to Paul Craig. But yeah, I had it more of Kennedy being the more technical guy, but a counter striker, and Darko he's maybe not as great on the feet, but has a little more power. He was on a 9-fight win streak before he lost to Devin Clark. He's got 8 KO/TKOs on his record and 1 submission. Kennedy also having 4 KOs, no submissions. I went ahead and went with Darko being more well-rounded. Tough fight to call. You know, it's not like anybody has a whole lot of knowledge on these guys, but I think Darko having a little more knockout power and just all-around ability. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything you said. They both are counter strikers, so I think it's going to be a pretty boring fight.
Could be.
Although Stosic is a heavy hitter, I think his best chance is to try to get it to the ground. But Netsakukwa moves so well, I think it'll be hard for him. But yeah, that one could go either way. Neither of these guys have a whole lot of film on them.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, there's no way to really know a whole lot. But that means
next question.
we go back to trivia.
Yeah.
Who started last time?
You want to ask first, or you want me to start?
I'll start. You should get this one right.
Okay.
Who did Matt Hughes beat to win his first UFC title?
St. Pierre.
No.
Fuck. No.
What? He defended against St. Pierre. You have to drink either way, but I'll let you redeem yourself.
No, I might as well just drink in case I'm wrong twice.
Carlos Newton.
Yeah, Carlos Newton.
Slammed him, knocked himself out too.
Damn it.
That's gonna look bad.
It's gonna look bad. Nobody's gonna listen to me.
No. Alright, your turn. Hopefully I don't fuck it up.
Alright. Who was the first guy to have belts in 2 weight classes?
At the same time? Or
No.
Randy.
Yep.
Yep. Randy had it before BJ did.
Yep.
Boom.
That's right.
That means I don't have to drink. Alright.
Good for you.
Next fight. I accidentally just hit an arrow on my computer, and my phone is still holding the arrow down. We got Scott Holtzman versus Dong Hoyen Ma. This is my most confident pick, probably on the main card. I'm gonna go with Scott Holtzman. He hits hard as well, but overall, I think he wins the fight because he's a better wrestler. Hoyen Ma kind of stands there. He brawls. He does throw some teep kicks, and he has good kicks overall, but he's real flat-footed as well. And although he does like to strike, he got knocked out in his last fight. I think Holtzman probably keeps it smart with Hoyen Ma being so flat-footed, not moving too well. I think Holtzman will be able to just take him down and kind of fuck him up.
Yeah, I went with Holtzman as well. I don't actually think there's going to be a whole lot of wrestling in this fight. I think it's going to be stand-up. Scott Holtzman's coming off a loss against Nick Lentz, the guy who is about to fight BJ Penn.
Who's a really good wrestler, by the way.
Yeah, Nick Lentz is a good wrestler, but just think about that. We're picking Scott Holtzman in this fight, and the guy that just beat him is about to fight BJ Penn. So just think about that for a second. But moving on,
or don't think or don't.
I'll just keep on with this. Yeah, I think it's gonna be mostly stand up. I mean, if it does go to the ground, Holtzman definitely has the advantage. I have Holtzman by decision or knockout. Ma's coming off a round 1 knockout loss to Devontae Smith. His most notable win is against Takanori Gomi, which was in 2017.
Takanori Gomi was the best Pride lightweight champion.
Yeah,
if that
so
tells you how old he is.
Having a win against Takanori Gomi in 2017 is like having a win against BJ Penn today. So,
or having a win
no
against
disrespect to either of them
today,
but I mean that's just what it is. He's been knocked out a few times recently. He's another counter striker. Dong is. So, yeah, I've got Holtzman by decision or knockout.
Agreed. All right. Next trivia question.
Oh shit!
I'm 1-1 so far. I'm 1-1. You're 2. You're 0-2. Right. If you don't get this one, I might hit you. Who was Anderson Silva's first opponent in the UFC?
Oh, I know this. Chris Leben.
There we go. Ding, ding, ding. Got one.
I just realized that I only wrote down 5 questions.
All right. Well, think of one in your head later.
All right. Who was Conor McGregor's first loss?
Ever?
Yeah.
Was it Joe Duffy?
No, it was before that. His name was Artemji.
Why the fuck would I know that?
It's a tough one.
You didn't know that. You looked that up.
Drink. You're going to have to get a refill.
Joe Duffy was a good guess, though, because that was before
Yeah, it was the second loss. That's what actually I thought it was, and I looked it up. And
that's bullshit. I didn't look any of mine up.
Well,
all right, I'm going to go get a drink, start breaking down the next fight.
All right. So what we got next?
I'll just get a beer, I guess, because I don't want to make another drink.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, we got a... You better just do what you gotta do. All right, now we got Trevin Giles versus Gerald Mearshart.
Yep, and I'm back to carry the show.
Yeah, so this is... I actually think this is a tough one right here. Originally, I was thinking Mearshart, and then I ended up deciding for Giles. I also don't know if I'm saying any of their names right, but...
You are. It is Giles.
And Mearshart?
Yep.
That's an unfortunate name, but good fighter.
I didn't think of that.
So, Trevin Giles, 11-1. He's coming off his loss by submission to Zach Cummings. A fight that he was winning, and then ended up getting submitted in the 3rd round. Both of these guys don't have the best conditioning. The reason I'm going to go with Giles here is because of his wrestling. Because Mearshart has an advantage once it gets to the ground. He has actually 20 submissions in his career. He's 28-11, so most of his wins coming by submission. He's great on the ground. Giles, what I'm thinking is he's going to be able to stop it from getting to the ground, and he's going to use his superior stand-up to win the fight. Also, one thing to keep in mind, Giles being a southpaw might throw Gerald off a little bit. Giles with 5 knockouts, 5 submissions. Pretty well-rounded. He's been looking good. Meerschaert's coming off 2 losses to Kevin Holland and Jack Hermanson, the Holland one being a close fight. He's definitely going to want to try to get it to the ground, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I kind of picked Giles for the same reasons. Meerschaert is coming off 2 losses, but they are the 2 really good guys. Like Jack Hermanson did he just beat Jacare? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's the guy who just beat Jacare.
Oh yeah.
So, but I do have Giles. The dude has really good stand up. He's got a great chin. Hits hard as shit. Meerschaert, the dude gets hit a lot. He doesn't move very well. Doesn't move his head. He is good on the ground, but I think he's going to struggle to get it there. So basically same reasons you said. I'm not going to repeat it all.
But I do think this is a fight that I think this is a winnable fight for Meerschaert also. So
yeah,
this will be an interesting one.
It could go either way. Again, all these guys so far that we've picked, we don't have a ton to work off of. And obviously the stuff we saw from Meerschaert in his last 2 losses were against really good guys way better than Giles. So tough call. But that's what we're going with.
All right, we done with that?
Yeah, next trivia.
Question. You want to start?
As usual. Who was Chuck Liddell's first opponent in the Pride Grand Prix?
Oh, shit. Wait, I think he only has 1 fight in Pride. No.
He has 3 fights in Pride, sir. 1 before the Grand Prix. And then 1 to start it. Come
Rampage.
on. No. He lost that one. Why would he have 2 others?
Well, I thought maybe... Yeah.
Overeem.
Ooh.
Overhand right. Knocked him out.
All right.
Then before that, he fought Guy Metzger, but that wasn't in the Grand Prix.
All right.
I'm cooking you up right now with these questions. Hit me with your best.
Who has the most submissions in UFC?
I would want to say Damian Maia, but I feel like it's not him. And I feel like it actually might be Nate Diaz. But here's the answer to one of your questions already. Is it Nate Diaz?
No, I think he actually came in second. Charles Oliveira.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah.
I knew Diaz had it at one point.
I think he actually was in second for... Maybe not Fight of the Night bonuses. Maybe it was Performance of the Night bonuses, just overall. Yeah, he was kind of surprising. All right. Moving forward, Joaquim Silva versus Nasrat
Haqparast.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is one we posted on Twitter. You know, we always do the fan vote on Twitter. And a lot of people picked Silva here, and I have to assume that they didn't read it, and they just assumed that Anderson Silva was fighting.
Which you probably still shouldn't pick him.
I don't know, but...
I wouldn't pick him anyway.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, why are so many people picking Silva? I mean...
It had a ton of votes compared to our others, too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought that they thought it was Anderson Silva, because it had so many votes, and I was
Unless there's a lot of Joaquim Silva fans out there.
I have to assume we don't have a lot of Joaquim Silva fans on our page, but who knows? We have
a lot of Haqparast haters.
We have pretty fucking random followers, so...
If y'all, you guys know how I feel about you from the last podcast. Fucking can't stand you guys.
Hey guys, I still love you. Keep coming back. Keep coming back for me.
Fuck y'all.
All right, so I went with. Well, I'm pretty sure you can go ahead and guess after I just told you, but I went with Nasrat Haqparast. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He was on an 8 knockout streak from 2013 to 2017. He's 2-1 in the UFC all decisions, so he hasn't really gotten to get back to his knockout streak.
Ow.
And then Joaquim Silva coming off a Fight of the Night win, knockout over Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon's a good fighter. He also has a knockout over Andrew Holbrook in 2016. I know about him. He's a local guy from Indy.
He trained in the same high school wrestling room I was in.
Holbrook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's got really good jiu-jitsu. He had a tough run in the UFC. Couple knockout losses. I don't know. I don't know. I know he's a really tough guy, though, but just judging off what I saw in the UFC, I don't know, maybe he just wasn't Wouldn't
He had some bad luck. He got knocked down like 5 seconds twice.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know he's better than that. So, but I'm still not just going to give Joaquim too much credit for that, just because, I don't know, maybe Holbrook just wasn't ready to be under the lights, but I don't know. But I do know that Joaquim, he does have, obviously, knockout power. He's a little sloppy on the feet, though. I think Nostrat's going to be able to get it done.
So, I do think Silva is actually really good. He's going to have a good future in the UFC. But I think Hawk Pross is going to make him look bad. One thing you didn't mention that you might not know, do you know who his main cornerman is?
Whose?
Hawk Prost.
Who is it?
Faraz Sahabi.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of hard to pick against him.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Sahabi doesn't really corner too many people, so if he's cornering him, he must think he's really good. But Silva does. He's very fast. He moves really well. Has a good arsenal of attacks. And has good KO power. But his wrestling defense isn't very good. Sahabi's such a good coach that I feel like even though Hawk Pross, his main thing is boxing and stand-up and moving and kind of similar things to Silva, they're going to go out there and probably take him down and fuck him up. That's just kind of what I think, you know?
Yeah.
If Sahabi's in your corner, you probably have a pretty good game plan. And I think that's kind of the clear game plan. You're all right. So that's what I'm going to go with. Hawk Pross by whatever the fuck he wants.
Okay.
Even though I do think Silva's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Question time.
Question time. I hope I don't have to drink because I just finished mine.
All right. Who... Okay, I fucking write the answer wrong on this, but I know who it is. Who did Big Nog beat for the interim UFC title?
Big Nog? Who did Big Nog beat for the interim UFC title?
Yep. I mean, he never won the real title, so... You're probably not going to get this. This is a tough one.
Who did Big Nog beat for the interim UFC title?
He sucks.
He sucks?
He sucks. Long reigning champ, though.
Tim Sylvia.
Yep. I kind of gave you that, so I think you should.
No, I swear to God, I was going to say that anyway.
Tim Sylvia, he guillotined him.
Yeah. I was going to say it anyway, and then when you said that, I was like, okay, I'm definitely right.
Yeah, he sucks.
Okay. Who is the runner-up of UFC 1?
Well, it was Stephan Bonner and Kenny Florian.
No, UFC 1, not Ultimate Fighter 1.
Oh, Ken Shamrock.
No. Gerard Gordeau.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
You're really giving me ones that...
Well, I didn't know how hard a questions you were going to ask.
I mean...
The next one will be easy because I don't have one, so I'll have to come up with one off the top of my head.
I made mine up on my own and didn't Google them.
Well, I made up mine on my own, too, and then I Googled them to make sure I was right.
You didn't know... There's no way you knew, like, any of these.
Yeah, I did.
Let me see your list so far.
Well, I had to...
Fight of the night bonuses. I said Diaz. Or no, I didn't say Diaz, did I?
No.
Fuck. Okay, you might own that. First guy to have two belts.
The only one I was wrong about was the McGregor one.
You did not know who Royce Gracie beat in the finals of UFC 1.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right, ready for the next one?
What are we on? Clay Guida versus Jim Miller?
Yeah.
I can start this one. I mean...
All right, I'm going to go get a beer.
I'm taking Jim Miller. I guess it could go either way. Both these guys are old, but honestly, they've actually been winning fights. Clay, we can start off with. The dude's obviously got really good wrestling. He's very big involved with the wrestling community. His stand-up, as long as he's been fighting, is still wild and not too impressive. And the thing that I see that gets him screwed against Jim Miller is he gets submitted all the time. Jim Miller, I would give the striking advantage to, and obviously he has great submissions. But one thing that people probably don't know is that Jim Miller's not that fucking good from his back. Clay Guida's going to take him down. That's just a fact, unless Jim Miller hits him hard, quick, drops him, and rear naked chokes him. Guida is going to take him down, and Jim Miller's not great from his back. But I don't know. For some reason, I'm still going to go with Jim Miller. I think his striking's better. I think he's going to clip Clay at some point. Clay might shoot for a shitty takedown, or he might just go down, and I think Jim Miller's going to submit him probably in the first or second round.
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of... I mean, what are we doing here? It's Clay Guida, Jim Miller. I don't know who to fucking pick. I lean towards somebody different, actually, every time I think about it. You know, Jim Miller definitely has a submission advantage. Guida's been submitted 9 times throughout his career, but he's also had a long career. So, I don't know. I mean, just 2 hard-nosed vets. Both super tough guys.
They're both winning fights, though.
Yeah, exactly.
They're still doing... Even though Clay Guida just beat BJ Penn. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, no. He lost a round to BJ. So...
That actually, I was about to say
So Jim
that
Miller
is,
wins.
Guida beat BJ Penn, but, I mean...
Didn't look great.
Yeah. But I also think, and this is serious, I think the reason that was a closer fight than what, BJ Penn, a lot of his fights are, is because BJ Penn was like, oh, I'm fighting Clay Guida. This is one of my guys. This is one of the guys that I grew up around the same time fighting. Yeah. So he probably went into it with a little more confidence, like, oh, this is when I was fucking killing everybody.
Yeah.
So I think that actually has part of it, because I think BJ goes in a lot of these fights like, oh, I don't know if I should still be out here. And then he's fighting Clay Guida. He's like, oh, this is Clay Guida.
Yeah, I mean, he
Clay
almost
Guida.
fought Clay Guida back in the day, because I'm pretty sure that Guida versus Diego Sanchez fight was a number one contender fight.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was just a glimpse of BJ Penn, just coming out. But I don't know, man. I mean, Clay Guida, he has not lost any of his conditioning. Both these guys are both just tough as fuck. I mean, they're both. It's like, I don't know who to pick.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Guida doesn't have a lot of knockout power, but he did knock out Joe Lozon, and Joe Lozon.
He doesn't have a lot of knockout.
But
power.
Joe Lozon's kind of in that conversation with Joe.
Yeah, he's
Miller.
in the same. He's in the same conversation as these guys right here.
Yeah, you never know with these dudes. Clay Guida's 37 fucking years old.
I mean, Jim Miller's 35, right?
I don't know. Probably.
I think so. So I don't know. I'm right now. I'm saying Jim Miller, but that could change in 5 minutes. So I don't know.
You have until tomorrow to confirm.
Yeah,
I
and
got you wrote in for Jim Miller. So
these fights are
2,
at
3. Yeah, 3. Main card.
Main card starts at 3. Well, that's what we're doing right here. So
yeah, don't forget that main card's at 3 p.m. on ESPN Saturday. All right.
Oh yeah, Saturday. Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
We're recording on Thursday. We'll probably come out.
But I need your pick by tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
Last question for me. I don't think you had a question.
Oh, I'll come up with something, I guess.
All right. This one's kind of tough. Real MMA fans, big MMA fans, not real, big MMA fans know this.
Okay.
Who dropped Matt Serra with a spinning back fist?
Who dropped Matt Serra with a spinning back fist?
Yep.
Oh, fuck, I know who this is. It's that black dude that was on The Ultimate Fighter.
Yep. He was on Tough 4?
What's his name?
4 or 5? Dude, acts like a pimp, fucking dresses
Oh,
crazy.
fuck, I can't remember his name. I know who he is.
Shoney Carter.
Shoney Carter, yep. I'll drink.
Yeah. You knew him, though. That was a tough one. That was the toughest one I had, for sure.
Okay. Let me see.
Come on.
Name 3 guys that were just put into the most recent Hall of Fame induction.
Rich Franklin, Rashad Evans, Michael Bisping.
Rich Frank. Okay, that'll do.
It wasn't hard, but you could ask me the whole UFC Hall of Fame.
Rich Franklin was in the last one?
Yeah, Rich Franklin. Those were the 3 guys.
I thought this would be a pretty easy one since we're talking about Clay Guida.
Clay Guida, Diego Sanchez is a fight that was put in. The 3 fighters that were put in.
Yeah, but I would count it. Because we actually, we ran into Clay Guida the last fight that we were at. The only fight that we were at.
And he was a hyper little fuck, just like you would think.
Let me tell you something. Clay Guida is just like he is in real life as he is in fights. He looked like he was just jumping around all over the place, walking around.
Yeah, that dude was all over the place.
Yeah. Good guy.
Really, there's
we didn't talk to him much.
We did do a podcast, we didn't talk to him, but he was just like, hey,
we kind of yelled at him drunkenly.
We said, Clay!
He's like,
because it was the night that he got inducted into the Hall of Fame for that fight. I'm like, Clay, good job. He's like, yeah, man, thanks. And he was running all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's not really a lot of fight news to talk about. We did just do a podcast.
We didn't even do Colby and Robbie.
Oh, fuck. Main event, baby.
Yeah, the main event.
I don't know how I forgot that.
I forgot that this was a 5-round fight the whole time I've been thinking about it.
I would think that... Fuck, who does that help? I would think Colby.
Well, Colby has the gas tank. Robbie doesn't have any conditioning
Robbie's
problems.
got a gas tank, too. I mean, his fights with Condit and Rory, he won the last round.
Yeah, so that makes this tough because Colby has the gas tank to go forever. Robbie always does great in the 5th round. So, I don't know. I mean, what do you say?
I went with Colby because I don't think Robbie Lawler's takedown defense is as good as people make it out to be. Mm-hmm. The takedown before this I knew because I just have some insight that I won't leak, but I just know his wrestling defense is not very good.
Oh, wow. You got some insight, huh?
I do, and I'm not going to leak it, but yeah, I know his wrestling defense isn't very good. The takedown that Ben Askren took him down with was not great.
Yeah.
You know, he was on a far side single leg. His head was on inside on the left side. He was single legging the right side and just used his left leg to trip the far leg, which is pretty unorthodox, but I mean, with good wrestling defense, you would stop that. So yeah, I know his wrestling defense isn't as good as some UFC commentators and personalities make it out to be. So I think Colby's going to go in and take him down. But Colby's not afraid to get into a fucking high volume fist fight. Like, he doesn't hit that hard, but he'll throw and he'll try to wear you out on the feet. So Robbie does have a chance to clip him. But I think overall Colby's probably just going to take him down, lay on him for 5 rounds. I think Robbie will have some moments, but overall I'm going with Colby.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm going with Colby, but I don't think it's going to be as simple as Colby laying on him for 5 rounds. I mean, it's not going to go down like that. If it goes 5 rounds, it's not going down.
At least holding him against the cage, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, Colby
I
definitely
think
has
that's more realistic.
the wrestling advantage, no shit. But, yeah, I mean, going into that Ben Askren fight, everybody's talking about Robbie Lawler's takedown defense. He did a great job against the first takedown attempt when he slammed on his head and beat the fuck out of him.
Which was really just a fuck up on Askren's fault, though. With how great Askren is a wrestler, I think his MMA wrestling is overrated.
Anyway,
Style-wise.
that's not what we're doing right now, but...
we'll debate it after then, because we got
We
shit.
will. We're fucking drinking. We can talk all day. We'll make this a 2-hour-long podcast if we have to.
It's not that long so far, so that's good. Let's go.
But yeah. But what I'm saying is when Askren did get Robbie to the ground, I mean that wasn't the best takedown. But Askren is a great wrestler, so even a takedown that doesn't look like it's set up perfectly or like a great takedown, when he does it, it's just gonna look better. But when he took Robbie down there, it didn't look like the best takedown attempt, but he got it. So Colby has good MMA wrestling. If you look at the records though, people are counting Robbie out a lot here because he's lost a lot recently. But let's look. I mean, obviously once he got the championship, he had a good run. He lost the belt to Tyron Woodley in that knockout in the first round, which
Happens.
it happens. He won honestly a pretty good fight against Donald Cerrone. It was a good fight.
Most people thought Cowboy won that.
I don't think so. I think Robbie won that fight.
I think I picked Robbie too when I watched it, but I only watched it that one time. So.
Yeah, I only watched it once, but I think Robbie won the fight. It was a good fight, but I definitely thought Robbie won, and I'm a fan of both of them, so I don't have any bias there. But he lost to RDA. RDA destroyed his leg and ended up winning the fight. And then he has that controversial win over Ben Askren.
Loss over Ben Askren.
I mean, loss. So, yeah, he's lost 3 of his last 4, but, I mean, he's still looking good. Even when he lost to Askren, he looked really good.
Yeah, for sure.
So...
physically, for sure.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously he's getting counted out here, but...
Colby also doesn't have a lot of high-level wins.
Yeah, exactly. Colby, I mean...
he beat Maya, who... I'm sure it's fucking hard to beat Damian Maya. I'm not going to go that
Maya's
far.
definitely on his downfall.
But the way to beat Maya is kind of simple at this point. Like, if you're a good wrestler, you're probably going to beat him.
Yeah. If you're a good wrestler and have any striking at all.
Dong Hoin Kim, I haven't heard of him since that Colby fight. I'm sure he's fought, but haven't heard anything. And then RDA, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
But
great win against RDA. But also, RDA, he's not the biggest welterweight. I mean...
struggles against wrestlers.
He struggles against wrestlers. So, this is actually a much tougher fight than you might think, just looking at the overall scheme of things.
Yeah.
And, I mean... fuck, man. Actually, the more we talk about it, I don't know, because I don't want to pick Colby against Robbie, because Robbie's one of my favorite fighters of all time. Fucking hate Colby. And it's a tough one. I'm still saying Colby.
I think it's going to be a lot of Colby holding him against the cage.
Yeah.
Because now that I think about it, when Colby takes people down, he doesn't really stay on them. RDA got up, but still couldn't win. RDA proved his striking was as good as Robbie's. Yeah. And I actually think Robbie's knockout power is actually overrated.
Yeah, it is. He doesn't have a
A
lot
lot
of
of people
knockouts.
act like Robbie has insane KO power.
He doesn't.
Who was the last person he knocked out?
He only has 2 knockouts on his record.
Really?
Yeah.
Go.
Click
his
saying
record.
that he has good?
Everybody.
He has a TK over
You're
Max
looking.
Griffin.
You're looking at Colby.
I thought that's who you're talking about. That's
Robbie.
who you said. Oh, Robbie has a good knockout power.
I think it's very overrated. Who's the last person Robbie Lawler knocked out?
Robbie has 20 knockouts.
Who was the last person he knocked out?
It's been, well, I mean, he hasn't won lately.
Rory, but that wasn't a knockout. He
Has a
broke his
TK over
nose.
Rory.
Wasn't a knockout though.
TK over Jake Ellenberger.
When was that? 2014.
Okay, but I mean, he hasn't been winning his fights lately.
He went on a fucking 5-win streak. He won 7 of 5.
Okay.
From 2017 to 14.
Yeah, so he TKO'd Jake Ellenberger, Matt Brown decision.
But Rory wasn't a knockout.
Oh wait, no, TK over Rory. I mean, that's a TKO. That's what a TKO is.
Okay, that's not knockout power. Rory's nose.
Rory also is a
was
fucking
shattered.
beast.
Rory's nose was shattered.
Yeah.
Colby
I mean-
Covington would beat Rory McDonald. Rory McDonald just had a draw with John Fitch.
I don't know.
I think his knockout power is
That's also
overrated.
Rory McDonald in 2015, when he was one of the best in the fucking world.
Even 2015.
That's what I'm saying.
That's 4 years ago.
Okay.
Since
I don't
his
know,
last-
man. That's exactly. I mean, that's the big question here. Is Robbie as good as he was? He's been looking.
To be fair, he did knock out Ben Askren, I guess.
He could have got a TKO.
Ben
there.
Askren was out cold for 1 second.
He
I
could
think
have got
punched him back into
He
consciousness.
could have got a TKO there.
Yeah. All right.
So it's I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's fucking tough to call here.
I think his knockout power is overrated still.
I don't know, man. He obviously has great power. Even all the fights that he doesn't knock people out, he's fighting
Well,
people that are the shit.
He didn't
and
hurt
don't get
RDA.
knocked out
He didn't
easily.
hurt. He didn't hurt.
Well, because he got his leg
Cowboy.
destroyed in RDA.
Didn't hurt Cowboy.
He didn't go for the liver shot against Cowboy, I guess.
Didn't hurt Woodley.
All right, but the point is that doesn't mean he doesn't have knockout power.
I just think it's overrated. I don't
I
think it's
don't
as much
think
as
it's
people say.
overrated. But tough fight to call, really. I'm still gonna say Colby, just momentum, but we could be wrong. So that's all the fights we got here.
I want to debate that Ben Askren MMA wrestling because I don't think he has a great wrestling background for MMA.
You mean for MMA?
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was asked. We don't need to debate it. We're just gonna have to see him fight the next couple of guys.
All right. For our last little thing, we did just do a podcast on Monday, I think. So we kind of got most of the fight news out of the way there. Obviously, we talked about BJ Penn, Nick Lynch, Yair versus Jeremy. I'm pretty sure we talked about Corey versus Johnny Walker. Maybe we didn't. But
No,
that's
we
the thing
didn't.
now.
We haven't talked about Corey versus Johnny Walker.
Oh, well, that's a fight apparently coming up. MSG. Love it. I would assume it's safe to say that's probably a number 1 contender fight.
It should be. It fucking should be.
Especially with Dominic Reyes fighting Chris Weidman.
Yeah.
That can't be, right?
Reyes fighting Chris Weidman. So Reyes fighting Chris Weidman. We thought that Corey was going to get the fight. Then Corey goes and meets John Jones up while he's around town, and calls him out. There's a little video of them talking back and forth to each other. So you think, oh, maybe they are going to get this fight going. Then Dana comes out, says Corey's not going to get the fight because he's been turned down fights, whatever,
Which is fair, though. Corey was having a baby, but
Yeah, so I don't think that's fair.
I don't know, though, because that fucking goofy-haired motherfucker that fought Uriah Faber put his honeymoon off to fight.
That's different. Honeymoon and having a baby are totally different.
I feel like I can think of fighters that have fought while they're... Okay, you're
You
right.
don't have to,
You're
though.
right. It's a good excuse.
Yeah, that's a great
But
excuse.
when you're the president of a company that just sold for $4 billion, like, what
Whatever.
about fighters that are trying to fight?
Whatever.
Which
No.
I agree, though. I'm on Team Corey, but I get where Dana's coming from.
Dana don't say anything.
Well, the
but
Rockhold fight wasn't because of the baby.
He turned that down.
Which I thought from the start, I didn't like that. He turned that down.
I
do think
whatever.
Corey should get
But
the title
anyway,
fight.
regardless, everybody's talking about Johnny Walker coming out over in this title fight. So if Corey beats him, and his last 2 fights he beat the guys ranked 3rd, and he never moves up, they just move down. If he beats this guy, up and coming guy, Give him the title fight.
I think
and
Corey
I love this matchup.
fucks this dude up.
I do
think
too.
Corey fucking wrecks this dude.
I do too. As long as he fights smart, I think. And dude, I can't wait for these odds. I can't fucking wait for these fucking.
He's gonna
odds.
be a huge underdog.
He's gonna be a huge underdog, and I'm gonna make so much fucking money.
No, dude, Corey Anderson. I would pick Corey against probably anyone in the light heavyweight division besides John Jones and DC.
Dude, let me tell you right now.
Forward pressure in wrestling goes a long way.
If this fight actually gets finalized, which I think it's going to.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
How do you not make this fight?
Yeah, this is a perfect fight, especially if you're Dana White or the UFC. You
yeah.
want to make this fight because
It easily fixes your problem.
this is your guy right here. You think is going to be the next big thing. You put him against Corey Anderson, he shuts him up. What are you going to do? But I think they're going to be wanting Walker to win.
Yeah.
But he's fucking not gonna.
No, I'm taking
As long as Corey fights smart, he's got it.
forward pressure in wrestling.
And just avoiding those big shots, just fucking.
He's done for the last couple years.
Yeah, everybody brings up his fights against OSP and Manawa.
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, but he's definitely tightened up his stand-up and his defense since then.
He was still young in the game when those happened, too.
Yeah.
Corey's young.
And really a lot of that was just kind of backing off towards the end of the rounds, and now he knows. So yeah, I hope that fight happens so I can make a bunch of money, and then Corey gets his title fight.
Fucking beast in 25-8, baby.
Overtime.
OT. All right. Last thing. I came up with another little segment for Brennan.
Well, after this, we're going to do some fan questions.
After this, we're going to do some fan questions. But we got something I call on the spot. I'm going to ask Brennan some questions. He doesn't know what's coming. He's just going to answer them. No drinking.
Yeah, and, well, I'm going to drink anyway.
He can drink, but he can't get these wrong. These are opinionated. So, Lob Ball, who's your favorite fighter of all time?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Because I couldn't think of mine.
Favorite fighter of all time. I've got some guys that are my favorites of all time.
Name 3. I'll take 3.
Well, even when I say 3, I don't know if they're actually my top 3, but the first 3 that came to my mind when you asked me that was Dan Henderson, Randy Couture, and Frankie Edgar, but I don't actually think they're my top 3.
Good wrestlers.
First 3 that came up to and I'm sure there's a reason for that. But those were the first 3 to come to mind. Robbie Lawler's up there too. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if I really sat and thought about it, but if we're doing it on the spot, those are the ones I'm saying.
That's a tough one for me too. I can't really. I think a more fair question would be like, who's your favorite at each weight? Because I don't have an overall favorite really. When I was growing up, it was GSP. But
yeah, I love GSP too.
Like now, I would say Cormier.
Love Cormier.
Frankie's obviously up there. I used to love Dominic Cruz. But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. That's why I asked it. I didn't know if you had like a certain number 1, because most people do. But I did not. The rest of my questions are on my phone, and my phone won't open.
What do you
All right,
mean?
I'm getting it. It just wouldn't work.
Do you have the same password as me?
12, 12, 12.
Me too. Fuck, we gotta change it now.
Nah, we're good. All right. If there was any UFC fighter that you would want to beat up, who is it?
Want to or
Want to? And I know
Greg
Jared
Hardy.
Brooks can't knock you out, but we like Jared
Greg
Brooks.
Hardy?
Yeah, okay. For
But
sure.
I can't. But if I could, I
Yeah,
would.
you can't beat any of them up. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. You can't beat any of them up.
Yeah.
Except like Paige Van Zandt.
All right, stop it, man. I don't want to fight her.
How many dollars would it take? How many dollars would it take for you to get hit with an uppercut from Francis Ngannou?
From Francis Ngannou? An uppercut?
How many dollars?
How much is my funeral bill?
Probably not as much as the dollars.
Well, if you
I
cover,
wouldn't-
so
yeah.
say my hospital bill is already covered,
Yeah,
and my face, they can reconstruct it back
I'd
to
be
normal.
fine, so I'm not worried about all that.
Yeah, I guess as long as I get everything reconstructed and they pay for my hospital bill and I
What
look
do you
normal.
think's gonna fucking happen to you?
Well, let me just talk.
Your jaw's gonna get broke, maybe. Like,
Yeah, as long as that's all fixed and I don't talk like this and I'm talking normal.
What is wrong with you?
He broke my jaw
Okay.
and everything's good. Then $50. Plus, just whatever money I missed out on work.
That's when people ask me that, like, how much would it take for you to get hit? Would you get hit in the head by Mike Tyson for $1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once?
I've seen a lot of people get hit in the head 80 times by Mike Tyson for $30K.
No, they got paid good to fight him.
Debatable.
I don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. I just
that.
said that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Obviously, I would get hit in the head by anybody in the world for $1 million.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die. I'll probably go to the hospital and be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take that. All right. Really, there's not a whole lot else to talk about.
We do have some fan questions.
Oh, fuck. I keep forgetting the fan questions. Yeah.
What did Sammy B ask you?
Sammy B wants to know, what is your favorite walkout? Like, what fighter is your favorite walkout, basically?
Ooh, you know what? Chris Weidman has a great fucking walkout.
He walked out to that Tom Petty song.
Yeah, that's a great walkout.
I would say Vandalay and Fedor and Pride are both pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I was going to go with Weidman. Matt Hughes, A Country Boy Can't Survive, is pretty cool.
That's a good one, yeah.
Frankie sprinting out to some Biggie. Or DC running out to right above it.
Yeah, that's a good one, too. And everybody loves Uriah Faber.
Yeah,
coming out to California Love. But I still think the one that gets me most fired up is Chris Weidman.
Yeah.
Because even when I forget how much I like him, once I see him walk out to that song, I get so hyped.
Yeah. I remember him walking out to fight Anderson with that, and that's when I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. And he always walks out with the American flag, too. So.
Yeah.
And then he asked, what would be your walkout song?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. What would yours be?
It's tough for me. I know 50 Cent. There's what's it called?
I Get Money?
I Get Money by 50 Cent. Yeah, that'd be a really good one.
How do I know?
There's a couple Mac Miller songs.
Mine was going to be a Mac Miller song.
Fuck, dude. I can't even think of them now.
Don't copy me. If you take it, I'm going to be so mad.
I literally said it first. But yeah, I probably should have looked this up because I knew this was the question. I just didn't do any research. But I Get Money by 50 Cent. There's a few country songs I think I would like. There's a Mac Miller song I know I'd like. It's probably the one you're thinking of.
Smile Back?
Yeah, Smile Back by Mac Miller.
How would you just straight up stole that from me?
I said it first.
You didn't say it. You couldn't even think of the name.
Yeah, I couldn't. You're right.
But yeah, mine would
I'm
be
on the spot.
Mine would be Smile Back by Mac Miller, just because that was the song. My senior year wrestling was always the last song that I would listen to before I went out, and it would get me hyped up.
Oh, don't copyright. We're gonna get hit. We're fucked. All right, just
I miss Mac Miller.
without the lubricant.
But yeah, and that was back when I didn't even really like Mac Miller at the time, but I love him after that.
Always loved Mac.
That song got me super hyped up before all my matches, and then
Oh, dude. Okay, when I
that'd be my walkout
when
song.
I was wrestling at the state tournament my junior year, the only song I listened to was "Let Me Clear My Throat."
Yeah, that'd be a good
And
one.
that
Dude,
would
that'd be a great walkout
fucking
song.
Crazy song, dude.
Dude, if somebody came
I was
out
bumping
to
that
song,
in the
I'd be
tunnel
pretty
at
hyped.
Bankers Life Fieldhouse where the Pacers play, ready to go out Friday night, whoop the dude's ass. Was bumping it Saturday morning, ready to fuck someone up, and I got my shit pushed in. So it worked. It worked the first time. Second time didn't work, but because the kid I was warming up to face the second day, he didn't even warm up. So he was just sitting
the
there.
Dude, you're about to wrestle at State's not warming up.
He had
you
white.
might be
His
fucked.
pupils were white, and he had a streak in his hair. I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucked."
You might be fucked.
All right, and then
anything else?
Yeah, will Brennan's picks ever break 500?
Trick question, bitch. I already have.
They just did. I think he's like 13-12 now.
Yeah, and I feel pretty good about these fights. I'm definitely.
Yeah, he copied all mine except one,
No, I didn't copy you.
and the one that you didn't copy me is gonna be a loss.
Oh, we'll see.
I might fuck around and go 6-0 this week. Last week I went 5-0. Might as well
Okay.
make it 2 in a row.
So this is already the longest podcast we already did. So I have a few questions from my girlfriend, but we'll only do one of hers.
She may have never seen a UFC fight in her life,
But
but it
this
was a good question.
This is a good question. I haven't seen the rest of her questions because they're secret. But for next time, we'll use them. So this fight is if every fighter fought at once in a Royal Rumble situation, who would win?
Francis.
Francis?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, I would say Francis because, one, wrestling doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, because if you take somebody down, you're just going to get punched in the head from behind.
Okay, but you have to know that at least like a few of the little guys are gonna be like, okay, see that big motherfucker right there that can kill everybody? We got to get rid of him right now.
He might just swing.
Francis might be one of the first ones gone.
He might just swing and kill them all.
Because he's the biggest threat. He's getting taken out. He's not gonna win.
Okay, then who is? Who's winning?
That's a good question.
Romero might be a good one.
Romero might be a good one.
Because they might not attack him right away.
He might lay low, honestly, too. He's just right in the middle where he's like, I'm a scary motherfucker, but like also like I can kind of be sneaky. Dude, Romero might win.
Because everybody would go after Francis, but if it was like 1v2 against Romero, I'm like, nah, bro. Let's go beat up Chris Weidman.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go fight Romero.
Dude, I'm kind of pissed because I might have said Romero, but then you said that, and now it looks like I'm going to just steal it, so I have to say somebody else.
You stole my walkout songs.
You stole mine. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. I've said that the whole time. Because that's not the first time I've answered that question.
I said it first. That's a fact.
Whatever, dude. That's a lie. Because you wouldn't even walked out to that. You haven't even warmed up to that song if I didn't tell you. You know what? It doesn't matter. We'll talk about this now.
I've probably warmed up to that song before.
There's no way you warmed up to it before I did because that came out my senior year.
You act like I didn't wrestle, like when you were a senior.
Okay, guys. So who would win this
I've
Royal
been wrestling
Rumble?
for like 14 years by that time.
It doesn't matter when it came out. But who would win the Royal Rumble? If not Yoel Romero. Maybe...
Honestly, whoever has the best chin, what heavyweight in the UFC can take a fucking shot right now? None.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy Nelson and Mark Hunter are dead.
Well, could Corm and
DC.
John Jones make it to...
John Jones might fuck around and win it.
Yeah, I think he could.
I poke everyone. He'll just be poking eyes.
John Jones... Well, is TRT Vitor in there? Now that he's back on the juice?
It's just wheel kicking, just fucking spinning in the middle
Just
of the octagon,
spamming
throwing
wheel kicks? Yeah, Vitor. TRT Tor. There you go.
I don't know. I might go John Jones. He might just poke the fuck out of everyone's eyes.
Well, those are our top three picks. TRT Tor, John Jones, and Yoel Romero.
Not my top three picks.
What are yours?
Francis, John Jones, and Romero.
Okay, well, there you go. Those
Maybe
are our top
DC,
four.
though. I don't know.
DC's got a shot.
DC might throw everybody through the fucking floor.
So that's our top five then. That's five guys.
Burgers and fries.
Boom.
All right. Come back next week for UFC on ESPN 5 recap. I'm sure there'll be some more fight news by then. Thank you to Big Heads Media for hooking us up, putting us on iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. You can follow us on Twitter at Rivalry MMA and Third String Sports at Third Sports. And thank you for listening, and come back next week.